Welcome everyone in another video on freeCodeCamp. Today we are gonna just do another part which is applied accessibility. Okay, so let's just hop into it. We got our first topic, which is add a text alternative to images for visually impaired accessibility. Okay, so Campercat happens to be both a coding ninja and an actual ninja who is building a website to share his knowledge. The profile picture he wants to use shows his skills and should be appreciated by all site visitors. Add an alt attribute to an image img tag that explains Campercat is doing karate. Karate. The image source src doesn't link to an actual file, so you should see the alt text in the display. Okay, so basically what alt is doing, it's this is what we can see on the website if the image is not properly loaded. So this is the thing that, oh crap, this is the thing that pops up when the image is like not downloaded by the browser or anything. Okay, let's just make alt 2. Okay, but what do we need to paste it here? Maybe anything. Let's say camper cat. Okay, done. First one. Know when alt text should be left blank. Okay. In the situations when an image is already explained with text component or does not add meaning to the page, the img still needs an alt, but it can be empty string. Okay, Campercat has coded a skeleton page for the blog part of his website. He's planning to add a visual break between his two articles with a decorative image of a summarized word. Add an alt attribute to an img tag and set it to an empty string. Know that the image source doesn't link to an actual file, don't worry about that. Okay, so let's add alt equals to empty string. Okay, done. Use headings to show hierarchical relationships of content. Okay. Geez Louise, there's a lot of stuff over here. Let's see what we've got to do. What we gotta do. Campercat wants a page on his site dedicated to becoming a ninja. Cool cat. Help him fix the headings to his markup gives semantic meaning to the content and shows the proper parent-child relationship in his sections. Change all the h5 tags to the proper heading level to indicate they are subsections of the h2 ones. Use h3 tags for the purpose. Okay, let's try. We need to change all the h5 tags to the proper level. Okay, so maybe let's use like 3 here and 4. Is this how it's supposed to happen? How it's supposed to look like? I don't know. Let's see. H5, H4, H4, 2, 3, 4. The same thing goes here, 3 and 4. I don't know. H3 tags for the purpose. I don't know, maybe. Your code should have 6 H3 tags. Okay, so we need all of these to be 3. 3 here, 3, and the last one here. Let's try now. Done. Cool. Jump straight to the content using a main element. Okay. We have some tags explained here. Okay. Campercat has some big ideas for his ninja weapons page. Help him set up his markup by adding opening and closing main tags between the header and footer, covered in the other challenges. Keep the main tags empty for now. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's pretty tough. We've got our main element. Okay, let's see what we got next. Wrap content in the article element. Okay, Campercat used article tags to wrap the posts on his blog page, but he forgot to use them around the top one. Of course he forgot. Change the div tag to use an article tag instead. Okay. Change the div. Where's the div? Okay, here it is. Let's change to article, and the same goes here. And that's it. As you can see, visually nothing really changed, but it just has a different tag, and this tag can have different properties on the website. Okay, let's go to the next one. Make screen reader navigation easier with the header landmark. Okay, so we are learning about header now. Campercat is writing some great articles about ninja training and wants to add a page for them to his site. Change the top div that currently contains the h1 to a header tag instead. Okay, alright. Okay, so inside the body we can have a header, the main element, and the footer. I guess the footer will be the next part. Who knows? Let's change header and header. Nothing changed visually, but this is just the semantic way to do it. And we got navigation now. Okay, navigation. Campercat included navigation links at the top of his training page, but wrapped them in a div. Change the div to nav. Okay, tough one. Navigation and navigation. Okay. Submit. Make screen reader navigation easier with the footer. Okay, and we got footer. Campercat's training page is making good progress. Yeah, just like we are. Changing the div he used to wrap his copyright information at the bottom of the page to a footer element. Okay, we need to go down, and this is the footer. We need to change that to footer, and you guessed it, footer. Improve accessibility of audio content with the audio element. Alright. So we got our next tag called audio. we can add many attributes, we can add controls, we can add autoplay, we can add loop, all the different styles, which I hope will be described later. Okay, time to take a break from a camper cat and meet fellow camper Xerxiax. Okay, a champion of accessibility and a screen reader user. To hear a clip of his screen reader in action, add an audio element after the P. Include the controls attribute. Then place a source tag inside the audio tag with the source attribute set to this one. Okay. Okay, so we need to add an audio here. Audio, and with the source of this link. Okay, like this. Let's copy that. Let's close the audio tag. Audio, and add source. We actually do not need to like declare separate element called source. We can do it inside audio, but let's just do it like they do here. Source. As you can see, source is self-closing. We don't need another tag to close it. src, which is equal to this link. And what else? With the and type audio mpg. Okay, source type equal to audio mpg. Okay, this should work, but I do not hear anything. Let's run. The audio tag should have the controls. Okay, yeah. Audio controls. Hey, and we got it. Let's hear it. Or maybe not. Let's not hear it. Your code should include a type attribute on the source tag with a value of, well, doesn't it? Oh, well, I forgot. Okay, first try. Okay, we have it is fast. Okay, that's weird. Okay, that's weird. Let's run. And done. Okay. Now, improve chart accessibility with the figure element. Okay, this is something I've never heard of before. Figure element, which is related to the fig caption. These items wrap a visual representation along with its caption. This gives a twofold accessibility boost by both semantically grouping related content and providing a text alternative that explains the figure. Okay, here's an example. We've got our figure, we got an image, camper cat executing a roundhouse kick. I like this cat, really. We've got a break and fig caption, master camper cat. Okay, alright. Camper cat is hard at work creating a stacked bar chart showing the amount of time per week to spend training in stealth, combat and weapons. Help him structure his page better by changing the div tag he used to a figure tag and the p tag that surrounds the caption to a fake caption tag. Jeez Louise, alright. So we need to change this and that to a figure, and we need to change our paragraph element to fake caption element. Your figure element should have a closing tag. My figure element. Okay, spaces. That's important stuff. Improve form field accessibility with label element. Okay, so if we got some kind of inputs, we can put label above it with the for attribute, which refers to the ID of the input we want to use. Campercat expects a lot of interest in his thoughtful blog posts and wants to include an email sign-up form. Add a form attribute on the email label that matches the ID on its input field. Okay, we've got our input here, and we got the label. We can create another label. We actually just need to add a for over here for the ID of email, and that's it. Awesome. And as you can see, we got our email here, which is our label for the input. Let's keep on rocking. We are halfway there, halfway there, halfway there. Okay. Wrap radio buttons in a Fieldset element for better accessibility. Okay, Fieldset surrounds the entire grouping of radio buttons. To achieve this, it often uses a legend tag to provide a description for the grouping, which is read by screen readers for each choice in the Fieldset element. Okay, let's take a look at the example. Form Fieldset. This is the legend for our radio buttons. We've got input label, input label, input label, and close. Campercat wants information about the ninja level of his users when they sign up for his email list. He's added a set of radio buttons and learned from our last lesson to use label tags with 4 attributes for each choice. Go Campercat, yeah, go boy. However, his code still needs some help. Change the div tag surrounding the radio buttons to a Fieldset tag, and change the p tag inside the legend. Okay, so let's first of all change the div. Here we got our form. Well, we got a form right here, but we need to change this into a Fieldset. Remember about spaces, and change the p tag inside it to a legend. And we got this thing here to a legend, and let's close the legend, and done. Okay, next one. Add an accessible date picker. Okay, let's see. Campercat is setting up a Mortal Kombat tournament and wants to ask his competitors to see what date works best. Add an input tag with a type attribute of date, an ID attribute of pick date, and a name attribute date. Jesus, my neighbors are again trying to piss me off. But let's just focus on the task. Let's add input element and make it type equals to date, but also ID, which is equal to pick date, and name equal to name. Simple as that. Let's try. Your input tag should have a name attribute with a value of date. Well, okay, date, not name. My bad. Again. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. Standardized times with the HTML5 date time attribute. So, Campercat Mortal Kombat survey results are in. Grab a time tag around the next Thursday, September. Add a date time attribute to it, set to. Alright. So, we need to use time tag like in the example, and put it around here. Time tag, Thursday, and let's close it. 15. Let's close it. Time. Okay, and add date time attribute to it, set to. Okay, so let's add date time is equal to this date, 2016. Jesus, that's a long time ago. And done. Okay. Now, make elements only visible to a screen reader by using custom CSS. Okay, it's getting interesting. Here's an example of CSS rules that accomplish this. Position, left, width. Jesus, my neighbors. I apologize. Left, width, height, top, overflow. Okay. Interesting notes. Display none and visibility hidden hides content for everyone, including screen readers only, including screen reader users. 0 values for pixel sizes like this removes an element from the flow of your document, meaning screen readers will ignore it. Okay. Campercat created a really cool stacked bar chart for his training page and put the data into a table for his visually impaired users. The table already has only SR only class, but the CSS rules aren't filled in yet. Give it a position of an absolute value, the left minus this value and the width and height both 1 pixels. Okay, width height, left minus 10,000, okay, that's a lot, and position absolute. So we need to do it like that. Okay, more or less. Let's run. Okay, let's see this without commented. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we got it. And now it will be hidden. Our table is hidden. Okay. Improve readability with high contrast text. Camper slide gray text on a white background for his recent blog post has 1.5 to 1 contrast ratio, making it hard to read. Change the color of the text from the current gray to a darker gray to improve the contrast ratio. Well, I can do that. Done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. Oh Lord. Avoid color brightness issues by using sufficient contrast. Well, basically what they do is explain how you should use colors and contrast so that colorblind people won't have any problems reading the article. Campercat is experimenting with using color for his blog text and background, but his current combination of greenish background color with maroon text color has this radio. You can easily adjust lightness of the color since he declares them using the CSS HSL property, which stands for hue, saturation, and lightness, by changing the third argument. Increase the background color lightness value from 35 to 55 and decrease the color lightness value from 20 to 15. Let's now change the lightness. Okay, it's lighter. And now let's change. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I need to change the color lightness of 20 to 15. Now we have a bit better contrast. Another one. Avoid color brightness issues by carefully choosing colors that convey information. To be honest, nobody really cares about the ratios or contrast, like in numbers 1.5 to 1 or 4.5 to 3. All you really need to do is to take a look at it and make it visible. Make the contrast between the background and the text. Campercat is testing different styles for an important button, but the yellow background color and the green are neighboring hues on the color wheel and virtually indistinguishable for some colorblind users. Their similar lightness also fails the contrast ratio check. Change the text color to a dark blue, okay, to solve both problems. Color. Is it the problem? Not anymore. Not anymore. Okay. Few to go. Give links meaning by using descriptive link text. Okay, you're gonna use A tags now. The link text that Campercat is using is not very descriptive without the surrounding context. Move the anchor A tags so they wrap around the text information about materials instead of click here. So we need this thing to go right here, and we need to take that and paste it outside this information. And now we have a link inside these words instead of here. Okay, but remember, when we click on it, nothing really matters because we have a blind reference. Okay. What? Information about? Oh, okay. I need to remove this and put it here. Now it should work. No, it should not work. Probably spaces. Probably spaces. Let's try now. Okay, yeah. It's just a reminder that spaces really matter. Make links navigatable, navigatable with HTML access keys. Okay, so we will now use access keys so we can use our keyboard to access the links. Campercat wants the links around the two blog article titles to have keyboard shortcuts so his site users can quickly navigate the full story to the full story. Add an access key attribute to both links and set the first one to G, which stands for G-spot, and the second one to C, which stands for Chuck Norris. Okay, okay. Where is our first link? First link is right here. No, this is the second one. The first one, we need to access it to G, and this one, access key is equal to C, like Chuck Norris. Cool. Okay. Use TabIndex to add keyboard focus to an element. Okay. And negative TabIndex indicates that an element is focusable but is not reachable by the keyboard. It is worth mentioning. This method is generally used to bring focus to content programmatically, like when a div uses for a pop-up window is activated. Yeah. Campercat created a new survey to collect information about his users. He knows input fields automatically get keyboard focus, but he wants to make sure his keyboard users pause at the instructions while tabbing through the items. Add a tab index attribute to the p tag and set its value to 0. Yeah, we can learn a lot of new stuff, to be honest. Here, bonus. Using tab index also enables the CSS pseudo class focus to work on the p tag. See, some cool stuff over here. Okay, step by step. Add a tab index attribute to a p tag and set the value to 0. Okay, and let's set it to 0. Okay, and and that's it, I guess. That's it. %95, cool. Use tab index to specify the order of keyboard focus for several elements. Okay. Let's take a look at the example. Tab index 1, tab index 2. Okay, so it is similar to making an order like in, for example, Z index in CSS with displaying in front or in the back items. Let's hop into the task. Campercat has a search field on his inspirational quotes page. that he plans to position in the upper right corner with CSS. He wants the search input and submit input form controls to be the first two items in the tab order. Add a TabIndex attribute set to 1 to the search input and TabIndex attribute set to 2 to the submit input. Okay, so input number 1, TabIndex equal to 1, and copy that, paste it, and let's change it to 2. So now our TabIndex 1 is right here and the second one goes here. Let's run. Test completed. Okay. And that's all when it comes to applied accessibility.